Okay, so in this question, we're going to be looking at question 5, but I first wanted to start here is because of this statement there at the start of the instructions. Make sure you read that, because that's where we're talking about in the recursion financial and modeling section, which is what we're going to go through now. All answers should be rounded to the nearest cent, okay, unless you're instructed otherwise. That means it's like $2 or $22.05. So that's what you have to round to, not 1, 2, 3 after it. Okay, that's just as a quick reminder on that. So let's go down to the first question here. All right, so let's go scroll back. Okay, so the first question, so it's question 4 in the core section. So Julie deposits some money into a savings account that will pay compound interest every month. The balance of Julie's account is in dollars after n months, can be modeled using a recurrence relation. This is the recurrence relation. Remember, you have your V0 first, then you have the comma, then you have Vn plus 1 equals whatever the R value is, and Vn times Vn. Okay, so that's the recurrence relation. So how many dollars does Julie initially invest? Now, this is sort of what I like to call a give me question. And the reason I say it's give me initially is saying what's it starting at? That's represented by V0. So how much dollars does she initially invest? 12,000. So it's literally reading it off. That's why I say it's a give me. Not all questions are like that, but some are like you need to see it, otherwise it's an easy mark you've lost. Okay, B. Recursion can be used to calculate the balance of the account after 1 month. Write down a calculation to show that the balance of in the account after 1 month, V1, is that amount. So I'm going to put an extra step in just to show you what I'm doing, but I'll tell you what answer you actually need to give. But basically, V1 equals, so this is, remember, it's a recurrence relation. All right. So if I put V0 there, okay, that means I have 0 there. It means I have V1. So basically, it's V1 equals 1.0062 times V0. Okay. Now, what that means is I know what V0 is. So V1 equals 1.0062 times 12,000. Okay. This is the answer. All right, that's what they're after. That's the equation you could need to calculate that value. All right, so next question. After how many months will the balance of Julie's account first exceed 12,300? Now, probably the easiest way this is use your calculator. So if I go, this is where I can go 12,000, and if I press enter. Now, what I want to do is go multiply, so that's V0. I want to multiply it by 1.062. Okay, because the V0, so that's your answer. I'm going to get something here and it's going to get another answer, and then I can bring that, and this 1.062 is the part that's staying constant. So that's why I'm putting that here. That's V1, that's V2, and that's V3, and that's V4. Okay, and so V1, 2, 3, and 4. And as you can see, I stopped there because it was after 12,300. That's 12,338 cents. Okay, so your answer would be 4 months. All right. A rule of the form Vn equals A times Bn can be used to determine the balance of Julie's account after n months. So this is basically saying what we had up here was the recurrence. So you have to do it like I did on the calculator over here. That's the recurrence relation. So it's each step. I'm not doing it multiple times. What the rule does is it just calculates and says if I want to know after 10 months, I can just calculate that value. I don't have to calculate V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, V6, etc., etc. Okay. So what do I need to put in here? Well, it's a relatively, this is a probably, I wouldn't say straight give me, but it's an easier one. All right. So basically what you're used to seeing is this is going to be here V0 Rn. Okay. Now you've been told what V0 is. V0 is 12,000. So I'm just going to put 12,000 there. Rn, now you know what R is because you've been told that. Is 1.0062 and I've got the N. That's all I need for that question. You've been told, so that's your R and that's your V0. So that's to keep in mind. I should put an arrow there so you can actually see what I meant there. All right. So what would the value of N, what would be the value of N if Julie wanted to determine the value of her investment after 3 years? Now, here's a question here. You don't immediately say 3 years and go, N equals 3, because it's 3 years. That's going to give you a 0, okay? What you're after here, it's 3 years, yes. 3 years. But the key point in this one, okay, is that it's after N months. Complete this rule. So she's looking after its N months, and you would have noticed that up the top, it's compounding. Circle the wrong part. It's compounding every month. So that helps you out here. It's 3 years, but I'm compounding that. So I'm going to times it by 12 months. Okay. So, because 1 year has, and so yeah, I'm doing 12 months because 1 year has 12 months. So it's going to be 3 times 12. So I'm going to go 30, the N will equal 36. Okay. Let's actually read that. I'll go 3 times 12. So it's a bit clearer, equals 36. Okay. That's how you do that question.